All right, everybody, welcome back. This is the Roost, episode 3. This is a very special week. We have two special guests with us, and they are both conference leaders. We have Freddie the Gun Sanchez here, as well as King Julian Mina
Yay.
in the house. So this is a great week. I'm excited. No Tim today. Tim has family matters to attend to, so we're skipping him. But yeah, we can. Cream always rises to the top. Thank you,
You
Freddie.
already know. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So firstly, we just wrapped up Premier season. Um, yeah, and B League as well. So we're getting wrapped up here. And I think we can kind of dive into what we think the B or how we think the Premier season went. Julian here is a reigning champion yet again, to the dismay of others. But I was close. I said that I thought Foster was going to win it, and he ended up coming in second, much to the surprise of many. So I think I know ball, but happy to hear any thoughts.
Yeah, should I lead off?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
why?
Or should we? I'll go. Let
Go
me go
ahead.
last.
Go
Let
ahead,
me go
Julian.
last.
Tell
Let
us
me
what
go
you think.
last. Well, I'll say just to start, shout out Reese for I think arguably the best month that we've ever had.
True.
I don't know if
Oh,
that's
I thought you were just
controversial.
shouting
It
him
feels
out in general.
controversial,
Yeah,
but I think we can all
I'll
agree.
piggyback the shout out there.
So shout out Reese, great idea. I hope we do some more of those. Thanks to the commish for letting us have the open forum to vote. That's the first time we've done that, so I think we'll see some more of that in the future. But great format. Um, we've had to use strategy over the last couple months with send limits, stuff like that, but this was like no other. So,
Hmm.
having to send everything and then your worst three, or excuse me, worst four at the end, week four, when we're trying to grind for those last spots was a pressure that I don't know if any of us were ready for. And it was cool to watch it unfold because in week four, you had some people send in their best and some people send in their worst. So overall, just a great format. I think we'll have to do it again. But that's my thought on the month as a whole. I can get
Hmm.
into my experience of the tourney, but I'll let Freddie, if you want to throw in your thoughts.
I agree. It was a really fun month. I thought I was gonna hate it because we can only send one game, right, out until the very last week, the expose. So definitely if you're weak at a game, everybody was sending you your weak game, right? So if you suck at word bites, expect your inbox to be flooded with word bites. Luckily I didn't get too many word bites. Guess I'm pretty decent. But man, Red
Was
Hot
that a shot?
Foster
Was that a
just
jab at me, Freddie?
yeah, that was a jab at you, man. I got Jacob Jensen at Word Bites, which is pretty huge for me because usually Jacob is one of the better Word Bites players. But we all know Jacob's pretty washed at this point, so all the games are kind of iffy with him. Anyways, yeah, it was a great month. Red Hot Foster just win and tore up everybody in his path except King Julian, of course. King Julian continues his rampage of championships. Dude can't be stopped. Summer Smash is coming up next, I believe. That's a major. So if you notice, Julian has three majors out of four. The only one he doesn't have is the plus major, which is held by Chris McCron.
There you go.
I hope I said that right. Um, yeah, but anyway, speaking of Chris, I hit him up today for the basketball challenge, the fondling challenge, and somehow
Did you
Julian
just say
sniffed that
fondling
out.
challenge?
Or I'm saying it wrong. I don't
Okay.
know. Those sick birds, you already know I can't read English. I'm barely learning. Anyways, Julian sniffed it out, won the basketball challenge, got the feather before I did. But yeah, today was the first day that I was hey, you know what? I should try to grab that feather. Which was you got to score over 84 points on moving basketball and over 114 points on regular basketball, which is pretty gnarly. But yeah, Julian got it. I got it. So that was pretty fun. And now we're just awaiting Summer Smash. Yeah, what else can I say? Hopefully Julian doesn't win this month. But if it's not Julian that wins, it better be me. I don't want anybody else winning.
Hey, Freddie, real quick, who else do you think can win the fouling this month?
I think Chris is potentially one of the guys, but I practiced a few, well, not practice, but we played a few basketball games and he was throwing up like 48, 49 on regular basketball. So I don't know. I don't know
Ugh.
how washed he
That's
is at
rowdy numbers.
basketball, but that's rowdy numbers. So I know Evan's pretty good at regular basketball. He can put up maybe like 55, 56. So maybe Evan
That El Paso Wi-Fi is just
kind of get
cooking it.
that clothing on regular. But on moving basketball, I don't think he's got it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It might just be me and you, Julian. I'd love to see somebody else get it. Jacob Jensen sucks at moving basketball, so he's not gonna get it.
All
I
right.
don't
Jacob,
see Jacob.
You're gonna have to rebut him at some point. He's gotten you a couple times here,
I'm out
but
here dropping 59s in
what?
regular basketball, and everyone thinks they're. Never mind.
Yeah,
Let me calm down.
Now he's talking about moving.
basketball, you got it.
I'm
But
I'm in like the mid 70s of
moving
moving. Let
basketball.
me get a couple reps under my belt. I'll be hitting 100.
That'd
Oh,
be amazing
fun.
to
Okay,
see.
let's see it.
I've played moving basketball like 10
Challenge.
times. Back off.
Okay, well, challenge is on you. Let's do
The
it.
more I hear Freddie talk about the GPBL, the less I think he knows.
All
I
right.
know that I have two more championships than you in the last year. So what's up?
Oh my goodness.
Hold on. All right, we're gonna have a time to throw jabs here in a few minutes. Um, yeah, no, Freddie, a lot of good stuff there. Some pretty astute observations, especially talking about the fondling. Evan, what did you think?
Fodling.
What did you think?
Fodling.
What did you
See, I'm
think,
learning
Evan?
from my English speaking friends.
No, yeah, you're good.
It's the foundling Freddie.
Foundling. Okay, thank you,
Foundling.
sir.
You're close.
Well, as I said in episode 2, which still isn't out, we'll get to that later. I was a little generous with my 5-2 on Chris. I didn't realize that it was going to be just B to A. And then I got fondled by the creator of the month. Reese
Your
just,
very own
yeah, no, Reese really
GP member.
didn't let me breathe in that series, and that just wasn't a good time. Typical playoff flame out for me. Used to it at this point. It doesn't even hurt anymore, so nothing Freddie says can harm me. I
Interrupt you
mean,
real quick, Evan. If I seem to recall,
uh-huh.
Jacob thought you were going to get destroyed by Chris, but it was quite the opposite. Now I was in your corner, but anything you want to say to Jacob right here about how wrong he was?
I I don't have anything. It was foolish to say in the beginning. I don't need to touch on that anymore.
Fair enough.
We
I think we all have a lot of respect for Chris.
I
Because
don't.
Chris is one of those highly decorated Game Pigeon Battle League legends. It's Jacob, it's Chris, it's Julian, but Julian's in his prime still. But yeah, those three were like the top three when I joined the league.
Hmm.
Every time I see Julian in person, I genuinely think about breaking his fingers. And I
I
wonder what the I like I think through what the real life repercussions would be of assaulting another man, and I choose not to do it.
But
But the thought
but
crosses
you
my
know what's
mind and stays
crazy?
there for a very long time.
If you do break his fingers and he can't play anymore, you're still not winning a championship though.
Damn.
It doesn't matter, just
You're
anybody but
talking crazy,
Julian.
Freddie.
Ouch. Ouch.
Is it just anybody but Julian at this point?
Freddie's just talking
won't
crazy.
lie. Once I get knocked out, I root for Julian because I don't want to see anyone else do it.
It's just gross.
It's going to
Right,
make mine feel
exactly.
that much
Exactly. I'm
better.
on the same.
What the things that Julian is doing to this league right now are just disgusting. Like it shouldn't
Yeah.
be okay with anybody. It puts a flame in my belly that is insatiable, and it breaks my heart to its core every single time he wins again.
I
And
mean,
I think reflecting
speaking
back,
of Julian doing disgusting things, where is he? He just left. He left the chat.
yeah, he's got to handle some business. He's always on the move.
Yeah.
Um, I think for me,
Oh,
reflecting
got it.
back on
Okay.
this season,
Okay,
Freddie,
okay.
what are we doing here? Do we need to arm wrestle this out? Come on.
Oh, turn me up.
Let's go.
I, here's my thought pro like I get knocked out in the second round, first round, whatever it is of the month. And then I'm looking at the bracket. I say, would I rather Julian win number 15 and 17 months, or do I want Freddie Krispy Kreming himself in the chat? Or do I want Jacob's unretirement to come to fruition for the first time? And I don't think we're ready for that. So I just say, well, let me know what games you're running. I'll shoot you practice.
I
I would
I
love
just
for Jacob to win another championship. He was close last month.
Yeah.
That was the
He was
month to
real
do it.
close. That was
I
your
was
month.
close in April. I was close in May. I have
Well, April was
just
the closest. Yeah, you were
the
in the
most
finals.
intrusive thoughts that Summer Smash is mine. That's my problem is I always just I'm overconfident in
Little
myself,
overconfidence there.
but it's not going to change. Like I'm not going to stop believing in myself.
Very valid.
But yeah, this
Let me ask
month
you something, Jacob. What do you think is the problem or has been the problem with you not being able to win anymore?
I know what it is, and it's just a lack of reps. Like when I was at my peak and I was winning, when I tell you there were days that I was spending hours playing Game Pigeon, just practicing Game Pigeon, that would not be an exaggeration. Now, well, let me backtrack. From the time I stopped winning until 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I did not play a single practice game. Like I played my officials and whatever natural ability I had left in the tank is what was able to keep me in Premier League.
Mm.
But it would not work come turning time, right? I get hit with an archery game, I'd shoot a nine on round three, not because I was nervous or anything, I just didn't have the right spot. I was just rusty, right? I would say the last 2 months, I think bringing conferences back, which is kind of what we're talking about here as the main portion of this episode,
Yeah.
has helped reinvigorate my passion for being competitive and trying to stay on top of things. And so I think having the power line guys in my corner, being able to just practice games and stuff has helped me improve. But I think that the gap is still there, right? There's still a
Yeah.
skill gap I got to catch up. Perfect example is this month. My consistency is just not there, right? So like I remember my series with Weston that knocked me out of the tournament, and hats off to Weston, but I will never respect a man that sends knockout as the deciding game when another game is on the table. Just a despicable choice
That's
by
some
him.
Evan behavior.
Yeah, just some
I did the
despicable
same
behavior by
thing.
him.
He
Just
did it. He did it
straight
on
up
Evan's
Labarda,
recommendation.
straight up Labarda behavior. Just disgusting.
No,
Jacob, I think my
Straight
first one
I
Berta.
would
against
not
you.
encourage that.
Straight up Berta.
Yeah, you suck at knockout.
But for a perfect example, our basketball game that we had, it was my first send, and I played a practice game with Ryan Mitchell right before we started, and I went 59-57 in a practice game, and then proceeded to shoot a 98 against Weston in our official match.
Dude,
He
how
shot
does
a
that
he shot a 103.
happen?
I will
Uh,
say I did get 5 emails
Bro,
during our match that pinged my phone, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I was trash. So the
do not
consistency is just
disturb.
not there. The ceiling and the floor are so far apart from each other. And so I think for me, my goal is to just narrow that window to where the
Mm.
consistency is there. But I think reflecting back on the season, it was awesome. It was a blast. It was a ton of fun.
Yep.
Super proud of the boys in the line for hanging in there, and we kept 100% of power line in Premier League. Not everybody on this call can say the same thing.
Okay, that being
Those two.
said, Jacob, who do you think is the best power line player right now currently?
I think if you had to take every single game, I'm gonna pick myself every time. I can't help it. I think
Okay,
that
so who's number two?
number two's got to be Foster.
Okay,
I would
Yeah,
flip
fair,
those. Uh,
fair.
I can't put Foster below me or above me until he shows me that he's better than me.
Or
'Cause
below
in my
Rowdy.
in my head, I go through every game and I can beat both of them in any game. There's not
What's
a single
crazy is
game.
that I think Rowdy tends to be sharper than Foster, but Foster just has more success in tournaments.
Here's what I'm not
Yeah,
going to do. I'm not about to enter a conversation where I'm pitting Powerline boys against Powerline boys.
Right.
There's a bunch
I
of
got you.
dogs in Powerline that can
No,
eat
there
everybody's
is.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner any day of the
No, there
week.
is. Powerline has a lot of
The
strong
table just has to be
competitors.
set up a certain way for us to perform.
yeah. It's we can get into that in a second when we kind of talk about conference strengths, weaknesses, what have you. Do we have anything we want to quickly touch on as far as Premier League goes? Julian, do you want to talk about your tourney experience real quick before we move on to a quick B League recap?
Yeah, I mean the tourney, and sorry for the little pause there.
You're
The Jeff
good.
had to break away. But yeah, the tourney, I mean, terrifying. Every single series. I haven't had a tournament like that in a long time. Tom, right off the rip, he takes bites game one. Are you kidding me?
Mm.
And then he takes darts and he ties darts. I'm scratching my head. What's going on here? So, um, I mean, Tom put me through the ringer and I got lucky. Shuffle, he was up five at the half.
Mm.
Should have taken that. So, I mean, Tom should have had me and then get the pleasure to go to Weston. I mean, what a sick draw. I think what did Weston do? I mean, Weston, we did our usual. I took bites and b-ball, which is pretty typical. He took his darts and mini, and then from there, I think he took a eight ball plus, was just a crazy send. Jacob, back on your topic. We're sending eight ball plus.
He sent me 8 ball plus two. Is the craziest thing I've
Disgusting.
ever seen.
That's some
Hey,
rowdy
you can't
behavior.
get mad at the guy for sending what's available.
That's fair. That's fair.
Come on.
Nothing but
I
respect.
also made a huge, not to take it away from Julian, I made a huge mental mistake in my matchup with Weston, and I just wasn't paying attention. And I sent shuffleboard, and I cooked his grits in shuffleboard, and then we both realized that shuffleboard was on my no send list, and so I had
Oh,
to
that
like
sucks.
revoke that game and
Brutal.
send something else. And then
Is
after that, it
some
was
watch the
just
behavior if I've
downhill.
ever seen it.
That had to be pretty demoralizing.
It was terrible because I like
Yeah.
cooked him. I cooked
Yeah.
him in
I
shuffleboard.
almost had Foster when he registered his win too early against me. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
that
reported
would
it
have been
on
tough.
Discord. It wasn't even five. It wasn't even 5-1 yet. It was 4-1, and I almost came back on him. So little mistakes like that in the league, you'd be surprised.
You're cooked.
Will bite
We're,
you in the butt. That's one thing
Hmm.
about the Game Pigeon Battle League is it's a lot of mental strategy and mental fortitude. Any little mistake can completely turn the tide around. Everybody is so good at every single game for the most part, or at some people have their specialty games, and it just it's just the luck of the draw sometimes. However, the day is right. One day I can make a 10 cup, and then one day I can't make a single cup. So it's weird the way that works. I truly believe there's Game Pigeon Battle League gods that favor Julian, though it's wild.
Yeah,
well,
Julian really does. I hate that I like him as a guy. Like I hate that we've hung out a couple times and I enjoy him because he just pisses me off. It
I
just
can't help it. I can't
What
help it. But
He's the
Freddie,
greatest.
what would
Freddie,
I
happen?
can't blame you.
yeah.
Hey,
I don't have to like it.
what do we think would happen to the league if Julian had his skill but my personality?
Oh,
It would
I
end.
quit.
No one would be in it.
No, they can't mix. They can't mix. That's another thing that I tell you about the Game Pigeon Battle League gods and stuff like that. I think I'm like a hybrid
Freddie's out
between
here
you
creating
two,
a religion
maybe. I think I might be like a hybrid
with a
between
cross
Roddy
chain
and
on
Yeah,
it.
that's
Julian.
probably
But
fair.
if you talk too much smack, you will also get bit in the butt. You have to be humble and you have to be willing to lose the same
Is
way
Freddie the one talking
you
about
be
being
willing to
humble?
win. That is the number one thing.
Is Freddie giving life
I
lessons that he
I
doesn't
have
listen to?
learned
Have you?
I have
Maybe he
learned to
has.
be
Maybe he
more
has.
humble. But you know
I
what?
believe that.
I have a lot of fun.
I
I
think
have a
you
lot of
just
fun in
learned
the
to be
league.
more quiet.
And
No,
maybe that's
because
the
you guys
same
tried to
thing.
strip. You guys literally tried to strip my identity, which is freaking crazy.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
And I
whoa.
tried
Jerry, settle down.
and I tried to set an example for my conference. You see what I'm talking about? So me personally,
Look at Jerry.
I am never gonna quit the league, anytime soon. I just can't see myself quitting the league. But I will say it is very hard to maintain a competitiveness in the league. Like Jacob was saying, you have to grind every day. But the conference thing was a whole nother thing that I wasn't used to, right? So having guys um, in my own conference, trying to set an example, trying to rally these guys to better themselves every single day. Everybody's talking smack about my conference, and we can't let that happen. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely something that I wasn't used to, but I think that I've proved a lot of people wrong with my conference prevailing a little bit
True.
this past month.
True.
Listen, I will go first and foremost in saying I am now a Labarda believer. I apologize for my wrong speech.
Love it.
And Grand Perch
It's
is by
okay. We'll
far and
accept the
away
apology.
the worst conference in the Game Pigeon
And that's
Battle.
what I'm talking about. Karma will get you.
This
Evan's
Grand
a
Perch is the
slime ball,
slimiest place
and and
in the Game
and
Pigeon Battle
and
League.
bad
What
things
are
will
we
happen to
talking
those
about?
people.
We'll get
Real-
to
uh,
I'll be the
conference
hold
second
on,
to
hold
championships.
on.
We'll
say
get there.
We
We'll
have
get
one
there.
more
prime
thing.
Berta hater.
We have one more thing, real quick, and then we're gonna jump into conference discussion. Real quick, can we just Evan? Is someone able to rattle off who won B League and who's promoting to
Oh,
Premier?
it would be my pleasure, sir.
Please do, Jacob, and then we can get into this conference
So
talk.
D League.
in the B League, we had an absolutely astonishing tourney run by my boy Nick with an N-I-K, no C. But you can see your way
Go,
out if
Nick.
you were in the B League tournament because he came through and he grabbed that B. Incredibly proud. I think he was the seventh or eighth seed, kind of just middleman during the
What a
regular
run!
season.
That was
But
your preseason pick, right?
I believe it was. I believe if we go back to episode one, he was on my watch list for
Let's
to make
go.
a run. I just knew with the slate of games, it was like right up his alley. Because no one he's on premier level skill for basketball. And when you're in B League
Every
with
game.
premier level basketball skill, it's really hard to overcome that in a 3 game series. And
Hmm.
so I just knew it would only be time before he grabbed that B, and I'm super excited for him. That's his first B League championship. So Powerline continues to dominate the B League as far as the tournament goes, which is just a wonderful blessing. But um, also massive shout out to my boy Amos.
Mm,
He grabbed the last promotion spot over John Teresitas and Joey Draw in a 3-way tie during the tournament.
mm.
My
So
guys.
got two Powerline boys coming back up. Had a really unexpected regular season run from Dyer Martin, which was really cool to see. He did I think fairly well. I think he made semis in the tournament. I'm not 100% sure, but he clinched that spot in the regular season. Kind of, I don't know, Julian, if you thought otherwise. To me, it was out of nowhere because I feel like he's been very kind of middle pack, lower end of the leaderboard, and he just cooked this month.
Yeah.
He had a day.
He's new to the league, so it took him a couple
Yeah,
months. I think this was his third month, maybe second or third. Um, and I mean, just lit it on fire. It was
just yeah,
unexpected, but he's been grinding. He's been in
swung
the
for the
lab.
fences.
Yeah.
And
Can
then
we talk? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, there was so it was Nick, Amos, Dyer, and
Tim,
then on
Makes the game, so he's
um
promoting.
I'm blanking on one.
Colby.
Colby. So Colby got promoted. That was huge.
Labarda's
That was
newest
honestly
member.
one of my favorite moments of the Premier League. We had our first ever conference transfer. Colby Vollmer on the executive team, B League vice president, earned his way to promotion, and then shocked the world. I mean, I don't know if you guys felt the ground shake when that message came through in the chat, but he
Oh yeah.
decided to jump out of the burning ship that is Grand Perch and go hop himself a spot on the Labarda wall. And it was just I don't know.
Love it.
I don't know if the chat actually erupted, but my brain was erupting with joy when that
Mm.
moment happened. And then there were
I'll
two other
take Daniel
guys that
too.
got promoted, but neither of them are relevant and don't really matter to the league. So
Landon doesn't matter.
nah,
Crazy.
I
Shout
didn't
out
even
wedding
want to give
night.
them.
Hey,
I don't even want to give them
Landon won
That's
on
namespace.
the voice
episode
of
one.
Laberta right there.
Yeah, Landon and Tim, for those watching, Landon and Tim were the other two that got promoted. They're some co-hosts on this show.
He
Both of
was
them are
strategically
busy.
placed on episode 1 to slander Labarda.
Tim's
But
having dinner with his grandma or something, and Landon's getting married or something tonight, so he couldn't. I don't
Lame.
know, just whatever. But
Sure.
Congrats to
that's
Um,
um,
fine.
yeah, Freddie, you speak very negatively about Landon for someone that has probably single-handedly revitalized your conference.
he's
I'm
the
not speaking negatively about him, but I will say he threw a lot of dirt on Labarda's name and on my
Listen,
name, tried to change my identity on episode 1. So I will not allow for that. And that's
mix a
exactly
little
why I'm
dirt,
here
mix a little water,
today
you get some
to let
mortar for the
everybody
wall.
know that Labarda is the truth. And that's why nobody has left my conference. And that's why people are joining my conference. And we stick together like the brick wall that we are. Brick Squad, let's
that's a
go.
Everybody
that's a
wants
good
to
point.
be with Jerry.
That's a good point.
Jerry. Just
Ready,
you wait.
boy. You don't get to call me Jerry until you win a championship. How about that?
I
How
have
about
six
that?
Jerry.
it's fair.
championships, Jerry.
Nobody
Hey,
cares about 2 years ago.
all right, we're gonna drop the B League talk real quick. While everybody's ready and amped up to do it, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our conference discussion.
I'm
Um, Jacob, would you mind really quick, like very high level, explaining how conferences came about and what they are?
Absolutely. So high level, as fast as I can. Worst person to pick for a quick description.
All
Um,
good.
the original conferences of the Game Pigeon Battle League were Powerline and Big Gutter. Everyone was kind of siphoned into one of the two conferences in the OG days. Through some just kind of leadership changes, league structure things, they weren't really relevant anymore. And so I don't remember when, Julian, but at some point we just kind of stopped referencing them and they weren't really a part of what we were doing
It's when we ran out of B
until
League, two B leagues.
yeah, it's kind of when the league started getting small. Yeah, it's just kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
consolidation and like it just didn't really a lot of the original members weren't there anymore and it just kind of faded away
yep.
until a couple months ago. I don't remember whose idea it was or if it was a collective conversation that we had in the cabinet chat where it was like, all right, let's bring conferences back. And so Foster, as you guys know, when he goes big. And so he said, not only are we going to bring conferences back, we're going to bring them back twice as heavy as they were before. And so
Mm,
added the two new conferences in Grand Perch and Labarda. And so myself, I captain the Powerline Conference. Julian over there captains the Big Gutter Conference. Freddie right here captains Labarda. And then Evan over there on the far side with the receding hairline or captains the Grand Perch Conference. And so essentially the way they work in the league is you once you enter the league into the nest, or even if straight into the B League, just whenever your rookie season is, whatever league you enter into, you will be classified as a free agent. And so you'll be with no color on the leaderboard. And then at the end of your free agent season, there will be a draft held by the conference captains. So the four of us, we enter your group chat if we're not already in it. And we have a big rah-rah conference draft. And so basically the way the draft order is decided is by reverse points of that conference in the Premier League. And so whoever has the least amount of conference points in the B League drafts first, so on and so forth. And then those are kind of your people. So people always ask, like, what's the deal with conferences? Why do they matter? It really kind of becomes the community within the community, if you will.
mm-hmm.
It's typically the people that you practice with, strategize with, go to for advice on what you should send to what person. Um, kind of lift you up and celebrate you in the chats, just kind of the people that are going to have your back. And honestly, it just creates a fun dynamic and some good banter and camaraderie within the
Yep.
league. And then something that we've been starting to do, which is a super fun kind of just wrinkle into the league, is doing like conference competitions. And so having just dedicated competition for conferences to come together as a team. And I believe they're going to end up playing a major part in some of the majors going forward. One specifically that I can think of. I won't speak too much on that right now. But yeah, they're a great time. So we have four conferences right now. We got a big free agent class coming up at the end of this
Mm-hmm.
month once the nest finishes. So excited to see how everything pans out.
For sure. Uh, th-
So I think
thank.
this is
Freddie
a
also
perfect.
he probably needs some clarifying questions on how conferences work.
Well, Well, not so much how the conferences work, but I was gonna say I think this is a perfect segue for the people that aren't in the Game Pigeon Battle League and are looking to maybe join. Because I had a couple people asking me what exactly are the requirements on joining, where exactly would they start? Because I know B League and Premier League are two different leagues and two different tiers of skill level, but now we are also utilizing the Nest, right? So let's just say that there's somebody who reaches out to me and he's pretty good at Game Pigeon and says, "Hey, man, how can I join the league?" What would he expect to do joining the league?
Yeah, so you're always going to enter the bottommost league. So right now that's the nest. At times, if we don't have the need, it's straight to B League. But right now, I mean, we have a 20-person nest, so I don't see the
Wow.
nest going anywhere anytime soon.
Yep.
But you always start wherever the lowest league is, and that's kind of on purpose. Really, and Freddie, you probably wouldn't even realize this as you've been in Premier basically since you joined. The
Yeah.
sophistication of the league increases as the leagues do. And so we try to keep the nest super simple. So it's just very straightforward, simple game sends, no send limits, no crazy rules. It's just, hey, here's your schedule, here's the games that you're playing. And it's a lot of people in there from the exec team kind of hand holding everybody so they can get used to what's happening in the league. There's a lot of grace when like rules aren't followed to a T, things like that. And then naturally, as you get into the B League and especially the Premier League, that grace dwindles, the rules are stricter, the sophistication is much higher, especially once you get to Premier League. There's other things going on, like the side quests that Jonathan cooks up, whether it's dungeons or foundling challenges or conference things or title belts, whatever the things are, there's kind of things that unlock as you progress through. But as far as
Yep.
like
And
league,
Premier League is cutthroat.
yeah,
Hogan and Daniel will not get away with not sending out their games on time, for
that's right.
example.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
True.
quickly you see
Thank you,
where
Jake.
they end up, you know. So
Yep.
as far as what you need in to join the league, you need an Apple device. So you either need an iPhone or a tablet. We have some tablet members in the Game Pigeon Battle League. You got to be 18, got to be not a minor.
iPad.
There are a lot of things said in some of these chats that are just not suitable for young ears. And so yeah, we keep it 18 plus. Right now, we also
Although
take
it is
bids.
PG,
Oh,
Much
we
as
right?
try. Yeah, that's attempted.
For
It's
the most
attempted.
part.
Yeah, for the
PG
most part.
13, PG
Yeah,
13,
yeah,
but
yeah.
still
Yeah.
18 plus. Can I ask about the female game pigeon battle
Yes.
league? Because if you go into the web page, there still is a women's game
Brady's just
pigeon
doing
battle
some
league.
deep dives here. Yes. So at one point we did have a WGPBL that was a woman-run version of the Game Pigeon Battle League. We have to this
Will
point
that ever
kept
come
the.
back?
That's a great question. I think if there was a need for it and there was someone to run it and do all the legwork of the administrative side, I don't see why the answer wouldn't be yes. As for why the GPBL is a male-only league, it's really based on a couple of different things. There's a lot of just guys in the league that are married men, and Foster and I, when we were creating the league, didn't really want to put ourselves in a position where we're having to text women that we don't know, and just have
Yep.
those doors just not even have to be opened. And then again, same thing with the minor issue. A lot of things said in the chat that are not very not
Well,
ladylike,
I don't
if you
think
will,
your
Freddie.
wife ever expected you and Rowdy to have the relationship you have now. She didn't see that
Well,
one coming, did she?
she's fully aware. We're in a group chat, so
True.
my wife loves
I'm
Rowdy.
just kidding. I'm just
My wife
kidding.
has extreme disdain for Tim, for whatever
Mm.
reason. She just does not like Tim at all. So
valid.
Oh, wow, something you guys have in common.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tim has
it's
done
not
a couple
surprising.
things to me that cross some boundaries. For example, one time he searched property tax records and found out my address to my house and mailed
What
me
the
a
hell?
mug with finger flipping the bird off inside of the mug. He said some horrendous things to my wife in a Twitch live chat one time during an end of year conference championship. So yeah, he's really tested some limits there, but. Um, yeah, we don't have to talk about. I don't want to
Yeah.
give Tim any more airspace than we have to. Yeah.
Um, no, excellent questions, Freddie. Appreciate that. Thank you, Jacob, for the rundown on kind of that conference history. So what I want to do now, while we have all the conference captains here, and what we'll do is give each of them kind of a little space to kind of tell us about their conference, what they're about. If they have any, mascots or what their mantra is. Who's who of the conference. We will give everybody a chance to kind of talk about that. We'll let them talk uninterrupted, and then in the end, if we want to throw 2 cents in on what we think about another conference or what have you, we'll do that. But while the champ is here, we'll let Julian go ahead and kind of tell us a little bit about the big gutter.
The big gutter, the not so big gutter anymore. We're nine strong. I just counted it up. So we've got nine guys. A lot of them
Julian
are
had to pull his roster up so he could remember who's on his team.
we got some new faces. Got some new faces. But yeah, not so big anymore of a big gutter, but the trophy case is big, and I think everybody can agree with that. We pulled a few stats up here. The stat
We
guys brought it up. We've had a couple claims of a one-man show, which just, I mean, on the surface, it may seem that way. It may appear that way, but it's the Conference of Champions. We've got six unique champions. The next most is two. That's Powerline. And then you've got Labarda with one. So, I mean,
You're counting the guys that you call plumbers though. The same people that you
Viking years.
yeah.
it's the Conference of Champions. So,
Yeah,
anyways, we've
wow.
also won
Who
13 of
else
the
has a
last 15.
championship in
He's
that
taking credit for Jason
conference?
Hopper, Craig Fatt, Bryce
Craig's
Gerald.
back. Craig's
Craig
back.
is back. But
Craig's
he's
coming
not going to be a
hurt.
big gutter, I'll tell you
They're
that
Hey,
they're
much.
hey, hey, hey.
coward.
Craig's going
They
straight
don't
to
count.
perch.
Let's
Woo!
let Julian
Julian's
finish,
time
and then
starts
we'll
on.
pile on Big Gutter as we
Yeah,
see fit.
just
They're gonna shock the
Go ahead,
world and join
Julian.
Lombardo.
the disrespect from
Wow.
Powerline. To be expected, though. To be expected. But we've got six champions, the most of anyone. We've won 13 out of the last 15. And you may say, oh, that's just one person. We've won 30 out of 43 possible championships, 69%.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's the Conference of Champions.
Julian with the numbers. Numbers don't lie.
You got to bring the numbers. So we like to win. We've also won the only conference championship, and that's not a one-man show thing. That's a whole crew thing. So we're proud of the trophy case. We've got good camaraderie in the chat, and just a bunch of guys who have been here for a long time and don't see anyone leaving anytime soon. So we're looking for, I will say, the scouting report. We're looking for an archery ace. So if you're that guy, come knock on our door. That is the weakness of the gutter. So anyways,
Very nice. Thank you, Julian. Go ahead, Jacob. Tell us about the beloved power line.
We don't get to jump on Julian first, or we have to wait. I have to wait.
We go ahead and jump on Julian.
Yeah, I think that
Gladly.
I think the big gutter is a fatherless home, that Julian is an absentee captain, and it is a one-man show. I don't care what the numbers he pulls out say. The fact of the matter is he's the only person in the league, in his conference right now, that has any chance of winning anything at any point anytime soon. And he even agrees with that.
True. That's true.
He's not going to disagree with that. It's a one-man band.
I think
Everyone,
Tom is due for a championship. I
hold
used to
on.
say that with
Tom and
them.
Chris and Dalton,
they
Zoe.
they don't
Zoe
Chris
have
and
very well
Tom.
could have won last month.
Zoe got
Chris
I
and
want
Zoe.
Tom.
to
You know
point
who
out
Zoe got? Bye. You're looking at him. You're welcome.
And then what
The
happens?
guy that you guys call
Zoe also
washed.
can't
So if
even pay
I'm
his own
washed,
dues
taking
because he
Zoe
doesn't
down, what does that
respond.
make Zoe?
Um,
What'd you say, Rowdy?
I just wanted to say Zoe also doesn't respond to chats and didn't even pay his own dues the last month. So,
Awesome.
say what you will about that.
Yeah,
Is
all
Big
this
Gutter the
rah-rah about
conference of broke
Zoe,
boys? I don't know.
the washed king took Zoe
One
down. So if
thing,
I'm washed and I beat him, what does that say? Oh,
Fair.
one thing that new people can expect is Rowdy Riggins knocking on your door if you do not pay your $5 entry
That's
that's
fee.
true.
right.
It's only
All
five
right.
dollars
So do not join the league and not pay. If you want, if you
Yes,
join
that
the
is the
league, you better
last
pay.
requirement. You
If
have
you
to
don't
have
want Rowdy
$5.
knocking on your door.
Yep.
That's the last league requirement to play is you have to have $5. So
Per month. Yep.
Yes,
hopefully,
$5.
anyone listening to this is in a financial situation where $5 does not bankrupt you.
If
So,
you don't pay those $5 on time, Rowdy Riggins will break your house in like the Kool-Aid Man.
and if you are not in a position to afford $5, you got big chains here. Jerry Sanchez over at Labarda has plenty of expendable income to go around. He can just forfeit a golf round once a week and
Hey, if
pay
it
for
helps
everybody's
out the
dues.
league, If it helps
That's
out the
true.
league, I'm down. I will pay your entry fee if you join La Barda. One
Um,
time. One time. Your
That's
first
bribery.
month.
I don't
Is
think
that
that's allowed.
bribing? Is that allowed?
I don't see why not. Who
no,
I'm
cares?
just a
that's
generous
fine.
man.
Um,
What else do I have to say about Big Gutter? Yeah, just annoying. A bunch of just old heads in the chat, a bunch of veteran players that just live on the glory days and ride Julian's coattails. And
Are we talking
yeah.
about Powerline now?
no, this is
Oh,
this is Big
Are,
Gutter. This is Big Gutter.
you're
We're,
Um,
we're
supposed to be
gonna get
talking
to
about
you,
your own
sinking ship.
conference,
We're gonna get
Jacob.
to you. Zip your
yeah,
lip.
we'll get the Grand Purge. I got a lot to say,
Um,
but
no.
I'll let Evan and Freddie give their 2 cents about Big Gutter. But yeah, Big
It's
Gutter
gonna
is
be
my least
positive.
favorite conference out
It
of
could be
all.
positive. Freddie, what do you have
Um,
to say?
So we want to talk a little bit about Big Utter, each
just
person.
what you
go
think
for
about
it.
Big Gutter.
I have nothing but respect for Big Gutter.
Oh,
Julian Mina is the GOAT of Game Pigeon Battle League. We can't deny that. That is the absolute truth. Especially when you bring up the numbers. Numbers don't lie, like we say. Tom Denson is probably one of my favorite, people in the whole freaking world. So I love Tom. He's in there. Zoe Robinson, actually, fun fact, used to be with Labarda. I don't think much people know this, but I traded him to Julian because he's a good friend of Julian, and Julian wanted him. And I, in return, got Jeb, and I got
Gibson,
Mm. Who else did I get in a trade?
Alex.
Alex Gibson, my boy, basically number two, should be number two, but it's been Weston that's been showing up for Labarda. But
Freddie, you're
anyways,
the number
yeah, Big
two.
Gutter, Chris McCronsky, also one of the greatest Game Pigeon Battle League players back in the day. So yeah, Big Gutter, they're the real deal. What can I say? I can't say bad things about them.
That's just gross. Evan, give him something,
That was
please.
Fair
awful.
enough.
He's
Hey,
being
Not to
real.
give him
He's
more
being real.
airtime than he deserves, but I think Tim claims the championships for BG the most, even
yes,
though
it's
he can't
true.
even win a B, which is
That's
just
true.
bizarre to me.
Glue guy. You gotta have him. Glue
Tim
guy.
is the
I will
opposite of a
say that
glue guy.
I respect Tim a lot for what he does for the B League. He is one of the hardest working,
Yes.
people in the B League. So he's basically commissioner, right, for B League.
He
So
is the
shout out to
commissioner.
Tim
Yeah, he's
for
really
running
good at
that,
setting up the games for whenever he's in the B League to get him back in the
Exactly.
Premier League. Yeah.
Very
Um,
often he has to work double hard because he's commissioning the league and playing in it. So that that's what Tim gets to do.
I'll say, Julian, you better look out. Freddie's got his glazed text for Tim typed up every other month when he's in B. So snakes in the grass.
Surely I'm not the
Hey,
only
I got
person on this
glazed
I
call that does not like Big
red.
Gutter.
Oh
I
no, I
think
have some thoughts
that
about Big Gutter.
I think that Chris and Tom live more on their mystique and where they once were. I think they can turn it on from time to time, but pretty quick in the series, you know where it's going.
Yeah.
You're either going to see Chris drop a 112 in basketball or an 85 in arch. There's not really an in between there. And once he loses the first, he's done mentally. Tom, love him to death. He's won as much as I have, and I've been here a year.
Which is
Um,
0, by the way, just for those
it
listening at
is.
home.
Yes.
Has it been exactly a year that you've been in the league?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
So you came in on April?
May.
You know it's
Okay, so
May
I'm
now, right,
officially
Freddie?
better than you because it took me exactly a year to win a championship.
Well, I'm officially better than you. I have a better
Exactly.
entry
Hey,
Exactly.
snapshot
hey,
I
of the
hey.
won a
league.
championship within
Hey,
one
we'll go
year,
back and forth later.
exactly
I'm
Can you
12
talking
guys
about
talk crap
months.
about
BG.
Big Gutter
All
for
right.
once in your life? This is what I'm
Huh.
saying. The whole league is just
Can we talk
enthralled
about
And
our
by
own
Julian and
Well,
conference?
Big
How
Freddie,
about
Gutter.
that?
stop.
It's disgusting.
I
Jerry, I've
haven't
had enough.
I haven't gotten to say my piece on Big
I
Gutter yet.
I
Um,
barely got in the same mind. Jerry keeps talking over
all right.
me.
Hey, let him finish. Freddie, go ahead, Evan.
Thank you. Zoe is my son in playoffs and in regular season. I enjoy bullying him in every game that we play except for 8 ball and cups, but I'm everybody's just child in that. I don't care at this point. It is what it is. Julian, I can't say anything to you because you just kick the living tar out of me every time we meet. So I
Should
just
we talk
kind
about the recent Cup series, Evan? Or should we keep going?
of, I mean, we can get into that. I've been trying to get better at cups and it's got mixed results. I'll hit a 9 cup after missing for 3 straight turns. And so Julian got tired of just beating me. So he started bouncing every shot. After losing 5 or 6, he then went on a, what was it, 5-1 run?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Bouncing
was
every shot.
it was not fun. Opening the game to see the 5 cup run off rip with him bouncing it was pretty demoralizing. And then breaking both of mine, mental was not great. And then I finally won one, and he was like, "All right, I'm taking a break." uh, but grinding. So
Yeah, so Evan's just talking about practice games. Of
Just
course he
glazing,
is.
just glazing big gutter. What's
Jerry,
good?
is that you
Of course
talking?
he is.
Here's the thing though, real quick, Rowdy, before you go.
Yeah, go
Y'all
ahead.
can say what you
My
want.
God. Can we talk about something with substance?
Hold on, real quick. Y'all can say what you want about Chris, Tom, Dalton, Zoe. Do any of y'all want to see them in the bracket against you?
Absolutely.
Yes,
I'd be a
I've made Tom and
joyful.
Zoe my sons multiple
I would.
times.
Y'all want to see
Um,
Chris's name
I
sit
want
in
to
there.
see you lined up against for me. I want the best of the best.
You want an early
I fear
vacation.
no man but Drew Hogan.
Freddie wants another Cancun series.
I fear no man but the name
Talking
Drew
about
Hogan.
practice games, bro. Come on, kid.
All right,
All right,
Rowdy,
um,
Roddy,
say
lay
your
one into
piece.
big
We got
gutter
to
and then
move
yeah,
we'll.
yeah.
on.
No, I'm just gonna say a couple of things real quick, and then we'll move on to Powerline. I do respect the fact that Julian is such a great competitor, and I'm sure he does a great job being a leader. I do think I want to echo what Jacob said earlier that I'd probably say that Big Gutter is probably the biggest when it comes to coat riders, especially Tim. I say this to Tim's face. Tim's very bad at game pitching as a whole. Great guy, great for B League, bad at game pitching. Um,
Hey, he
I
could
think
walk in and win if he wanted.
yeah, that's right. That's if he wanted. Yeah, I've never heard that one from him. McCroskey was great once. He and Tom are kind of ready to be put out to pasture. Tom likes to chirp me about not respecting the old ways and like those that came before me. Maybe I would if some of those guys would come play with me now, but I kind of see it as the days of the old, and I think now is probably the most competitive Gabe Pigeon's ever been, and that's kind of what Tom and Chris hang their hat on was what they've done before. But I'm better than both of them by far in the 2026 leaderboard. And then Zoe, I have nothing good to say about Zoe. I think he's a scumbag. The way he the way he ices people, the way he's afraid to play the games. I just think he's scum of the earth. I'd say that right to his face if he watches this.
That's
Um,
exactly what he wants, Rowdy. You're
well, if
feeding
that's what he
into it
wants,
perfectly.
but I feed into it, but then I'll whip his ass anyway. So it is what it is. I don't
I
think
love Rowdy. I
Zoe
love how he
can't hold
just
my
calls
jock,
people
but
out.
it's just what we do. They can all see this and respond if they want once it's posted. But we're gonna go ahead and move now to power line. So you guys let Jacob talk. Then don't interrupt him after he's done saying his piece. Y'all can kind of go in and say what you want. So
Yeah,
Jacob,
I know it'll be coming. All right.
you have the floor,
Everyone,
Jacob.
everyone talks about respecting the old legends like Chris and Tom, and, and then we start talking about Powerline, and it's, oh, you're washed, you're trash, you've never done anything. So no, Powerline, it's the OG legend, it's the OG Legendary Conference, formerly the most dominant conference in the Game Pigeon Battle League, pre-Julian era. So big fall off from the boys in Powerline, but the way that I would describe it now is a lot of hungry, abandoned dogs.
Mm.
Just a group of guys with just some junkyard mentality, just tooth and nail fighting it out, trying to make their way in this league. We got some ringers, dude. We have some good dudes on our conference. I looked through the list, and I don't. there's not a single guy in our conference that I don't want, and there's every single name on the list I'd be devastated if they left. And yeah, I'll rattle them off from you right from the roster. We got Aiden Byrne, dog; Amos Uber, dog; Carson Snell, dog; Drew McCann, dog; Grant Buller, dog; Jonathan Foster, dog; Nick Sumter, dog; Nick Hawk, dog; Jordan Jensen, dog; Rowdy Riggins, dog; Ryan Mitchell, dog; Shane Gustafson, dog; and Michael Smith, dog. Led by Big Dog Jacob Jensen. Um, yeah, we're the Powerline Conference. We thrive on energy. We're gonna try and get every single mental advantage we can through banter and crap talking and um, just making bold claims and trying our dang darndest to back them up. We fall short often. If you want to talk about mascots and commitment to the league, we got the Lightning with the dove
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I like it.
flowing through the arm. But yeah,
Love
we
that.
say often lightning runs through our veins. Everyone that's in Powerline bleeds yellow. And I've never been more personally excited about our conference than I am now. I think we have some absolute competitors in myself, Rowdy, Foster, Ryan Mitchell's making a name for himself early. Just won the Masters, by the way, in the MGA
True.
on his second season ever. So all
Very
I'm gonna
impressive.
say
For
is
sure.
you've been put on notice. Powerline's here.
Hmm.
And we're coming in fast. And I got a lot of confidence in the guys that I also just named off. Very excited for this free agency draft coming up. I think we're gonna improve our roster,
Hmm.
not only skill wise, but just morale guys. A lot of value in having some good morale guys, guys that are gonna send you a game quick, that are gonna slap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, hang in there, big guy." So yeah, the vibes in Powerline. I am I don't even think it's close that Powerline has the best vibes as far as like group chat, camaraderie, constant banter, all the different things going on. The Powerline chat is always bustling, more so than even the league chats oftentimes. Everybody
True.
knows each other, everybody's vibing with each other, and it's really just a good time. So we also dominate the B League. B League is like our little toy palace that we get to run around in. When a Powerline member gets sent to B League or they exist in B League, they win B League. That's just kind of how it works. We're in the process now of developing that skill for that to take place in the Premier League, and so yeah, I know things have been rocky. I know the performance hasn't been what any of us would want it to be in the Premier League, but I'll just tell you, the grounds are rumbling, the lightning's
True.
flowing, we're ready to roll.
It's
So
true.
that's my spiel
Um,
on Powerline. Best
very
place
well
to be
said.
in the GPBL.
Very well said. Now, Freddie, Julian, Evan, y'all don't have to go in any particular order, but the floor is y'all's to kind of give your thoughts on the power line and what you think about it.
I'll concede that there's one thing that I can say positive about the power line, which is a big thing considering what Jacob just did. But I will say, I think the culture, whatever's in the water over there in that group chat, them boys bleed power line. So there's respect there in the culture that's been developed. It's not a winning culture, but it is a culture over there. So, um, yeah, I'll give you that. The boys, it's you're not taking a guy from the power line. Let's put it that way. Like it's not going to happen. I'd be surprised. So I think that's probably a good place to go if you want another group chat to explode. If we don't have enough already. As far as the training, you say practice games. I mean, they say iron sharpens iron. I think over there it's foam sharpening foam. I mean, it is sad work in there. So if you want to get better, get out of that chat. But if you want some camaraderie and some more friends, then I'd absolutely encourage it. So that's the thing I can say about the power line is it seems like a cool place to be, but you're respectfully, the talent isn't there.
Valid.
Okay, okay. What I could say about the power line is that Jacob is a guy that absolutely loves Game Pigeon Battle League. And I can respect that. As a conference leader, you do need to have love for the game. to kind of rally up your guys, and have that brotherhood going. So I will say, my hats off to you guys and what you have there in power line, but we all know that you're still not better than Labarda.
All right,
Okay.
All
Evan.
right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Jerry.
It's Evan's turn.
That
They
was
Go
thrive
ahead,
off
Jerry's
of
Evan.
turn.
disrespect and losing. That's what
Okay.
power
Okay.
line
Okay,
does.
Jerry.
Okay, Jerry.
Just it's like Grand Purge.
I'll say this about Powerline. Foster, when he gets hot, he's hot, and that's scary. Jacob, as much clowning as I do to you for your unretiring every month since October now and still floundering once we get to real games, you you're one of the few that I don't want to see on my bracket. I'll give you that. We don't match up well, so it's just a spooky sight. I still got you in six. Um,
6 out of 5 in a 5 game series is crazy.
yeah, I'll give you Cubs. That's about it. Uh, Rowdy doesn't see
Jacob's
all.
trash at Cups anyway.
I mean, once we get past those top two, it really just kind of falls off a cliff. It's like we're looking at Labarda right now.
Mm,
Rowdy, I'd say you're higher than Gibson, but I mean, outside of that, what
come
are we
on.
talking about? We got like 5 dudes going to the nest next month. Another 5 staying in B, adding 3 more from the nest. It's just kind of,
Listen, when you have as many people in the power line conference as we do that stay, the leagues get crowded with yellow. We're painting the whole thing yellow, baby.
I mean, yeah, y'all boys are having a mid off with each other,
Top
but
to top to
y'all have
bottom, baby.
fun. I I don't have a ton to say about Powerline. Y'all just irk me. It's a daily experience waking up to see what nonsense is being spewed before I've even pulled my phone up for the day, and it's never fun.
What I will say about Powerline is that they do have Jonathan Foster, the commissioner of the GPBL, and he is the most valuable player, most valuable person on the roster anywhere. I'll say that.
True.
That's true. That's true.
I'll give you
Uh,
that, Jerry.
boys, we
Boy,
thank
if you
you.
don't stop disrespecting me,
Hey, we,
how
you,
about this?
Freddie,
You guys can't call me that until you win a championship. Is that fair? Is that not fair?
Okay, Jerry.
These guys can't even win a championship.
Freddie, you're gonna have
Pathetic.
your Freddie. You're about to have your chance to go after Evan.
Oh, I can't wait for
Oh, I
this.
get to go first?
Well, no, right now, Freddie is going to tell us
Oh,
about
perfect, perfect.
Labarda. Go ahead, Freddie.
Labarda. What can I say about my conference, man? The conference that everybody counted out, the conference that nobody believed could ever do anything in this league, has actually come together, and we have a great group chat. People like to, joke like Evan that we don't talk in there, that it's a ghost town. Absolutely not true. We all have a strong brotherhood. There, we're connected like the brick wall that we are. We actually haven't lost anybody. Anybody in the conference hasn't left, right? So Evan was constantly trying to get Weston out of there. He told me he's not leaving. Alex had the chance. He's not leaving, right? Andrew, love him. He's like constantly talking in there, getting the group going, practicing games, talking strategy, using his Asian brain to talk numbers and strategy and everything like that. Um, we have we have just a solid group of guys. John, John, he's constantly
That's
practicing
insane.
his games there. He's really now he's great. And I mean, what can I say? What can I say about Weston? Weston is one of the greatest competitors in the league. He's the like I like to call him the MGA Golden Boy Mobile Gaming Association top player in my opinion. No disrespect to Rowdy or Evan, both of you guys are phenomenal players, but I couldn't pass up on Weston when I saw him on the board. I was like, I need Weston on in my conference. And I love every single guy in my conference. I told him I wouldn't trade anybody in there for anybody. I wouldn't do anybody like Evan would do in his conference. Um, and we just all love each other, and we root for each other, and we're sticking together. Can't nobody knock us down with all the negativity and disrespect that people try to throw our way. We stay standing like the brick wall that we are.
Talk about
Labarda,
slime
baby.
ball.
Yeah. Freddie, Freddie, well said. Appreciate your input. Kind of telling us a little bit about Labarda. Um, I think now we can open it up for everybody else to kind of give their thoughts. Evan, you look like you want to say something.
I got it.
No?
Y'all got it.
I'll say so.
I'll go last.
I think we can all agree that the Barta, even I think you, Freddie, in the beginning, after coming out of the first draft, was the weakest conference, skill wise, personality wise. Maybe that was a stretch, but skill wise, I think you were the weakest. But that's part of being a new conference. You got to fight and earn your respect, and I think you
I
have.
will say I
And
got screwed on draft day. I will
You
say
just
that.
screwed yourself.
well,
Yeah.
you weren't present, so that's part of
I
being a
was extremely busy that day, and I,
Yeah.
couldn't quite get the draft, the way I wanted it, but it all worked out.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. So where I was going is you guys started off probably bottom of the totem pole, which kind of seems fitting for how the leagues we've put in our blood, sweat, and tears. So you gotta earn it, and I think you have, which this last month, if we had this conversation a month ago, would have been probably a little different. But I think most people on the call can say that that was a big month for the Barta. So um, congrats to you guys. The skill is getting better. You've got some personalities in there. Like it seems to be going pretty well. So congrats there. And I just want to close it by saying that the league genuinely is a better place when the Barta is good. So we're excited for
True.
you.
Thank
We
you.
haven't seen the
True.
bar. But
What's that?
What do you say?
I
He
say it
said
again,
that
Evan.
he said that the league has not seen Labarda good yet. So
Better than Grand Purge. Check the
uh,
numbers.
not a high bar there.
well, no, we just won the month apparently. I
I will.
couldn't tell you what that looks like for Barta.
I think.
Number two pick instead of one.
Talk to me when anybody in there wins a championship
Um. I think I agree
or
for the
even
most.
third place.
I think I
Punch
agree.
has plenty of thirds.
I agree with Julian for the most part in his sentiments. I think Labarda has so far surpassed expectations. I still think Freddie obviously is a great competitor. Weston is a great competitor. I think there's still a few of your probably better guys. They're still little bit weaker as a whole, but I think there's a lot to be said that you've probably built a conference that seems very loyal to you, which is admirable. So, well done there. And I think y'all are probably gonna have a bright future. You certainly have a brighter looking future right now than Grand Perch. I don't think that's up for debate from anybody. I'm sure Evan might try to spin it that way, but for the most part, hats off, Freddie. I never want to line up across from you or Weston, but I think you'll have a ways to go, as does other conferences too. But I think you're going to get there. So
Yeah,
it seems like a fun,
Thank you.
yeah,
I'd have to agree with Julian's sentiment that a month ago my outlook would have been very different on Labarda. Um, Freddie just always seemed confused. Everyone from Labarda never said anything. In like other side texts, they would say they're out of Labarda. We all saw the onslaught Landon brought episode one on Labarda's name.
yeah,
But after this month and how things shook out and the double downs from the people that are in Labarda, the transfers from other conferences to Labarda,
yep,
something that I am not in the know of is happening. And I can't help but respect it. And so
true.
respect is given to Labarda. Respect is put on Labarda. Um, I still think it's hilarious how many questions you have, Freddie, about how things work and how things go with how long you've been in the league and that you're a conference captain. Um, and a lot of it's just not complex situations, but it's one of my favorite qualities about you. And so Yeah, I'm hopeful in Labarda. Um, it's my second favorite after Powerline. I'm rooting for Labarda after.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Well, I appreciate you, Jacob, because you were one of the ones that made it tough for us to try to thrive. But
listen,
we had to overcome all the negative things that you and other people were saying about us, and we stick together like a brick wall, man. What can I say? Like Rowdy said, nobody has left the conference, and people are joining my conference, and I love to see it. It's been great. It hasn't been easy at all. But it is very rewarding. Rewarding to have a group of guys, kind of look up to me and ask me questions and try to give me, or try to have me give them advice on some games or how I play and stuff like that.
tell them about
they,
your chair in the closet.
I give them some tips and tricks here and there, whatever helps them out on how to be better players than Powerline.
Jacob, it's going back to
And
what you were saying.
Now,
Everybody wants to be part of the underdog story. So
I
that's
think
I think
so. I
that's where the
that
think
is
spirit
something
is.
to buy into.
Yeah, the
Now
thing
that
I
we're
get a
good
little
everybody's
underdogs.
confused
done,
with is I feel like a lot of the rah-rah with Labarda is like, yeah, we're here for now. Like let's go for now. So I don't know what that means when like that's said. So I'll just see how it plays out.
Landon,
But
Landon's coming home.
Landon just doesn't want to disappoint Julian or Jacob, I think, because he's an old head.
you.
But
they
he is
Brandon and I got beef.
Labarda. He's a Labarda guy. He is one of the
For
best
now.
B League players that there's been in the league, and we're happy to have him. And he's one of the guys that is constantly talking in the group chat, bringing the guys together, and he's involved. So I
Landon is just
appreciate
Tim
him.
1.0. Landon's
Yeah,
just Tim
yeah.
before Tim got
Yep,
here.
but they are involved and they love the game, and at the end of the day, it's all about love for the game. And I think a lot of us do have love for the game.
Okay.
Agreed.
Now that everybody's done buddy buddy, let me be the villain again. My place in here has been to spread some hate and bring some rivalry to conferences. I
And
feel
that's why
like,
his conference is burning down.
oh my God,
Hey, hold on, real
Gary,
quick. Freddie, let Evan say his whole spiel, and then you can rebut him.
Jesus.
Yes, sir.
I feel like me and Jacob are two of the only proponents of just spreading negativity at each other and others. And I feel like rivalry is good. It makes conferences feel like something, and it's not just, oh, we have green in our name and everybody's friends here, and we can't talk down on one another because that's going to hurt feelings. It's just be pointless to have conferences at that point. So I think it's necessary to a degree. Um, no, I I love all the Labarda come up talk. It's been great to see y'all thrive from fourth to third place over Powerline. Still not a ton to write home about. I mean, Jacob was flexing a win over Andrew Lindenmeyer in the playoffs, which was bizarre to me. Uh, not a
What are you talking
ton.
about?
You. um, Weston's really the only threat in that conference at this point, as far as I'm concerned. Anybody else in there with Green, I'd love to see on my side of the bracket whenever it comes out. I've got a certain one matchup circled for Summer Smash that I'm just counting down to, and I hope the other person can hold up their end of the bargain there and meet me. But we'll see how that rolls. Colby losing him hurt my heart. Landon was a big proponent of that. Him talking to himself in the Barta chat all day. He just spurred something up and sent it over to Colby, and it worked. What are you going to do? I have faith that he'll come home at some point, but until then, I'm just hurt. Maybe whenever Landon goes home, next time he promotes, we'll see Colby come back. Jacob, you can wake up now. I'm done.
Evan just talks a bunch of BS.
Oh,
Everything that comes out of that kid's mouth is just not
Is he done
true, and
yet?
he's
Kyle,
just
my goodness
absolute
gracious.
garbage, just like his conference.
You finished,
Jerry,
Evan?
as much
Golly.
crying as we
Freak
did for
Daniel and
Laverne, I'm
Hogan
feeling
literally
bad for
relegated
y'all.
themselves to get out of that conference. They literally didn't send games out just to leave that conference. It's horrible in there.
All right, let him talk about. Wait, does he have to talk about Grand Perch now?
I do.
yeah, Evan, go ahead and say. Evan can kind of walk us through Grand Perch and the state of the union there.
All right. Let's see what Jerry has
Last but
to say
certainly
about us.
least,
All right. Pipe down, fourth. Grand Perch, we're proud. Uh, last month was rough. Jacob, I can't take you serious up there, dog.
It's making me laugh so bad.
hey Jacob, we're talking about the
Jerry, shut
last
up.
conference.
Did you finish
Shut
yet?
up.
Are you ever gonna win a championship, bro?
Okay,
Jerry,
let
Jerry,
Evan
I
talk.
let you talk.
Freddie, you're gonna get to lay into him in a second.
Rowdy, will you
Mute
wake me up
him.
when he's done?
Okay.
It's pathetic.
Composure. It's pathetic. Okay. So here at Grand Perch, we like to have fun. We don't have a trophy case to speak of. We have a lot of bronze and silver medals, but we're on the cusp. Reese, as soon as he gets done with his school, he's going to grind, and we're going to get him on some type of vaccination to get them word bites flowing. I'm excited. Daniel, he is the best sliding game player that I have seen. I'll put him over Julian. He's scary when he sends stuff.
If he sends it.
When he sends it, yes. Granted, we had some slip ups last month, and that was not ideal for the culture, but here we are. Uh, Jake is a just sleeper in cups. I
Damn,
did not
that was a
know.
big loss for you
He's
guys.
back. He's not gone.
Is he? I really like Jake.
I do too. You
What do
can
you
text.
want for him?
I don't know. You can talk to me, but he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Um,
Evan's always willing to trade. That's
I
what I
am
like.
willing to trade.
That's what I like about
You're
Evan.
not. Jerry, shut up.
But Freddie,
You
let him
will
finish.
refer to me as my name
Freddie, let
until
him
you
finish
win a
real quick.
championship.
Okay, Jerry, whatever.
Evan,
Anywho, Jake, sleeper cups player. I didn't know he had that in him, and then he 10 cut me 2 games in a row. Spooky stuff. Reese, best arch player in the league. Chris, best 8 ball player in the league. I'm the best darts. I'd argue best fights. I mean, if we're taking 6 games, what?
you're the best darts.
Rowdy, we're not talking about when Jacob was good in the GPBL. We're talking about now.
My bad for interrupting. Continue.
Thank you. I mean, we just excel at individual games, and it's just about putting it all together into one so that whenever we have a season where you have to send everything and everybody sends you one game, it doesn't just derail everything when you don't send 3 games in a week or you have to play, I don't know, whatever Chris said for his b-ball and fights. That was brutal to watch, and I really tried to help him out. And then the people I told him to sing games to had a career day on them. And I support my boys in all their decisions. If they want to leave for Freddie's long copy and pasted text with one sentence here and there revised to fit them, I can't do much about it when Landon's in their ear rooting for the conference he's talking about leaving. Go Perch.
Um, Thank you for that, Evan. Sorry for laughing during your speech. Anytime I looked at Jacob, it just made me chuckle. Jacob, I think you can awaken if you have anything you want to say to Evan at all. But um,
Holy moly. Rowdy, can we trim that up in post? My goodness gracious, brother. Wow. I have a lot to say about the perch. And it'll honestly probably still be shorter than the rant that Evan just went on talking in circles. But Evan is the slimiest person I've never met. I don't know Evan in real life. I've never met him, never shook his hand, but I can just imagine the first time I do, reaching out and and it just like the slimiest experience I've ever had in my life.
I have the same with
Um,
my hands. I don't keep them
if
dirty.
you were to look up dirtbag in the dictionary, Evan's face is sitting there perched up on a table, popping Adderall and not sleeping until 4 a.m. Um, and he's just a bad conference leader. You can see it firsthand in the performance of his team. People are flooding out of the league from his conference,
You talking about?
quitting mid-season, not coming back to to the league after they said they would, leaving the conference, flooding the basement and getting relegated to other leagues.
Freddie Numbers had
It's
like
really just
not green.
him. It's really just him and Colin Reese, which for whatever reason, Colin Reese breaks my heart to the core, because he was as power line went, and when the redraft happened, he unfortunately, I can only imagine it being like you're a part of this great family, and then you move off to college, and then they're like, hey, by the way, we're gonna reassign you to this really bad family, and you have to go live in this like broken down house, and you don't have a mom, and your brothers and sisters are all drug users and they hate you. Like that's the only thing I can picture is what
God.
Colin's going through. But for whatever
Pretty
reason,
accurate, I think.
he's decided to double down and claim the perch, which he's a loyal man, so I don't blame him for it. But yeah, Grand Perch is the worst conference in the Game Pigeon Battle League competitively, personality wise, humor wise. Honestly, Tit would be a great trade to the Perch, Julian, if you're ever looking to offload and improve your skill level just overall. That would be a great transition for him. I think he fits well with the Perch culture. Um, but yeah, it's just a bad, like I don't even want to say it puts a bad taste in my mouth. It makes me need to like I like have to immediately brush my teeth after thinking about it. Like I don't even know what else to say. They're one of the loudest conferences when it comes to like telling other people that they stink at Game Pigeon, but like none of them have ever literally done anything ever in any of the leagues that matters. Um, and again, people are like, every chance they can get to leave, they're choosing to leave the conference and or just straight up quitting during the season. Um, so yeah, bad place to be.
It's
I
not.
Every time I have trade conversations or negotiations with Evan, it's like he's cross-eyed and doesn't know what's going on. He's like he just can't negotiate to save his life. I fleeced the mess out of him
Oh my God.
last month for Chris Rourke, who went on to go like 3-25 in Premier and get absolutely dog walked.
And you got three
And
dudes going to the
I got
nest.
some absolute dogs out of it. And yeah, I have nothing good to say about Grand Perch. But I don't want to take up too much time, so I'll let Julian and Freddie continue on. But yeah,
Jerry, let's hear it.
I'll leave you with this. Nothing would bring me more satisfaction than watching Grand Perch just completely cease to exist because there's nobody left in the conference.
Freddie, I'll let you go last. We'll save the fire. The
Yeah,
fire's
Freddie looks like
building.
he's spewing. Go ahead, Julian.
I'm not gonna end cap that one. So, I think I'm a little contrary. I'm a relatively positive and complimentary guy. I think y'all pick up on this,
Yeah,
but
we get it.
um,
Golden boy.
Julian, I'm so good.
um, hot take, maybe lukewarm take. I think the next champion is in Grand Perch. It's gonna be either. I mean, Daniel at the beginning of the year looked like it might be him. He was hot,
Daniel's
but
about to retire.
I
I
think
know I'm worried
Daniel's
about him.
problem
That's
is
that.
every month he's just been b-ball and bites every game, so he's just teetering.
Hey,
So
Evan,
once
could you
he
let
gets,
Julian talk?
We gotta work on the bites, but that's a big loss. If he doesn't come back, that's a big loss. So that's priority number one for the GP. But Reese and Evan, I think we all know there's potential. Reese, we'll see. But Evan, I think we all can agree that there is potential there to win. So I'm just throwing that out there. Also, I think as a conference, they've got the single games to be dangerous. So if you get to pick put out a roster of five guys, I think they cover the 10 games as dangerous as any conference out there. So I think those two things competitively, they've got that going. They are in rough shape though, as far as numbers, as far as if Daniel's gone, that's bad news. So, I don't know. I'll just throw it out there. I think competitively there is talent there, unlike the conference in the top right here.
For
Mm,
the bottom, right under them.
wow. Julian,
Coming from the only man that's been able to stop you. All right. All right. I get it.
real quick,
Nah, Freddie stopped me.
I think, you know, it kind of feels like Grand Perch did take a bit of a nosedive straight down a cliff, but it does seem like they're kind of like an army of two right now. But I will say Evan and Reese are two very formidable people. To if Reese is probably one of the best people you can have if it's really just going to be you and him. Evan, I do think you're hanging your hat a little too much on Daniel and Jake. I think maybe Daniel has good longevity, but since I've been around, they've just been two big old nothing burgers. So I don't know.
Silver all this month or this year, not month.
And
Um,
now he's in the basement.
yep. You
You
know,
were in the basement 2 months ago. What are you
Listen,
talking
I,
about?
rat race, baby. Talk to me.
I know you got bailed, and then Foster took it away because he was like, "What am I doing?"
I know also looks can be deceiving, but it does seem like there be more people looking to get out of Grand Perch than there is going in. But we have people going to Freddy's, people wanting to go to Freddy's, people in Powerline not looking to leave. The boring people in the nursing home liking being in Julian's conference. So it looks like the only funnel type system we have right now is through Grand Perch when they
My
inevitably.
favorite part of the week is every time Evan texts a Powerline member and then they send the screenshot into our group chat and we all laugh. We go, haha, what
Um,
an idiot.
I only texted Nick.
Yeah, we know.
um, but yeah, so that's all I'll say. Evan, I do think it's not all completely your fault, but unfortunately, it all happened on your watch.
It all
So
falls on the captain. I'll take the
yeah,
responsibility, but we
um,
got tricks up the sleeve and wheels are turning. So I think
Jacob,
here, month or so, we'll have some different conversations and we can bring everybody back to talk about what a turnaround it's been.
Jacob, I'm not sure. Real quick, if you caught that Julian said that our conference had no talent. It's just very rich when like Zoe might be his number three. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Um, that's all I'm saying.
I have extreme disdain for Big Gutter. I have a really hard time chirping back at anything that Julian specifically says to me because then yeah, he's got my number. He cooks me. So
He's got everybody's number.
yeah.
It's impossible to
I can talk about Big Gutter as a group
Yeah,
and say that they stink and they're bad. But then whenever Julian comes from me personally, I can't.
Well,
have to pipe down.
Just
Well,
gotta
let
we're
sit
gonna
me
let
just gotta
Freddie
sit
go in
down and
just a
say
second.
I
We'll
just gotta
let
sit
Freddie
down
go
and
in
say
just a
yes, sir.
second. But
yeah,
Big
yeah.
Gutter got better this month with Dalton. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
that was a big ad. That was a big
That's
ad.
a big ad. Y'all don't know it yet, but that's a big ad.
I do. I know it.
Yeah.
I'm well aware.
He's gonna look. He's gonna look really good below me on the leaderboard every month. Freddie, go ahead. How do you feel about Big Gutter or
you
Grand
know,
Grand
Perch?
Perch.
what can I say about Grand Purge? There's only one guy that I truly dislike in that conference, and it's their leader, Evan. Um, I don't want anybody from that conference to ever win a championship. That I can say for sure. But I will say that they are extremely talented. They have, you know, guys in there that are possibly the best players in the league at certain games. Reese is a great player all around. Evan is just a Adderall crackhead at these games, and he can just get super hot at anything at a moment's notice. So I'm truly terrified for the day that somebody from the Grand Purge wins. I don't even want to imagine that, but I will say that I agree with Julian that possibly somebody from there can win. Um, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. And it's my duty and everybody else's duty to never let anybody from the Grand Purge win a championship. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
I thought we just saw a Grand Purge eviction happen in real time. Looked like the power went out.
Yeah,
I
you
was just
see
gonna
that?
say, surely Evan wasn't walking away while he gets to take his lashings, but
Oh no, I was
um,
like,
that's all good. Well, yeah, I think for those of you watching, that's kind of all your conference captains right here giving you a rundown of what they think about their own conference, what they think about other conferences. And I think it's very safe to say that the majority of the chats that happen really in any game pitch and adjacent league have to do with conferences one way or the other. At least 60% of jabs, trash talk have to do with conferences of some sort. So they've been a great add to the league. We have a lot of great guys that make up every conference. So it's a fun place to be. You should join if you think you're good at game pitching and all. But so anybody have anything else to add before we?
I think the only teaser, and I don't know if we've confirmed this or not, so I might just be speaking out of turn. I think that we're going to try and do the Nest draft on an episode of the Roost.
Oh wow,
So that
that'd
could
be
be
really
really
cool.
fun to be on the lookout for, potentially episode 4, based on the speed at which these things come out. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
It'll drop 2 months after they're in their conferences.
that's right. That's right.
They won't know a conference they're in for 2 months until the Roost drops.
little spoilers.
But, all
But
right.
no, all jokes aside, I love and respect you all
Yep.
just as much as I despise each and every single one of you, except for Rowdy. So
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Powerline's the best place to be, no
Except
doubt in my mind. Death to Big Gutter, tear down the wall. Grand Perch is just a slime-infested, gross pit of pigeon poop.
Labarda is the sturdiest conference in the league, baby. Come
Not
on
even
over
close
if
to
you
true.
want to win a
Florida's as sturdy
championship.
as a 3-year-old's Play-Doh statue.
Honestly, the
That's
only
Grand
thing
Purge.
I can like the most unlucky man in the world would survive both atomic bombs being dropped, and then the next day he would like find himself
Devin
in Grand
Labarda.
Perch, only to find that Grand Perch also had an atomic bomb dropped on it. That's the state of them right now. But other than that, we want to thank Freddie and Julian for their time. They're not regulars on the show, but I know we'd like to have them back soon. Um, so
Pleasure.
yeah.
Pleasure
Of
being
course.
here. Love all you guys. Love Game Pigeon. If you are out there watching this show and you
They
want
didn't
to
make it
join
this
the
far, Freddie.
league, please contact any of us.
That's
We'll
right.
have our contact information. Go to the website,
Talking
gamepigeonbattleleague.com
about
slash join.
Link down below. Later.
much love.